An old friend of mine will told me this story. A man called Willie Tough, a very clever man and a very good friend of mine. He told me once upon a time there was a crow shoot, and all the farmers one day a year went out with the guns and blasted all the crows. Now, that morning all the crows were in the tree and they heard all this activity. So the older crow said to all the young crows, "This happened last year and every one of us was shot apart from me. Whatever you do, do not fly out the tree. When they come banging sticks on the trees and making all types of noise, shooting catapults into the trees, don't fly out. You're safe where you are. Whatever you do, don't fly out. It is a trap." Anyway, the day after, they heard all the men lining up and the old crows saying, "Don't fly out, don't fly out." And then next thing, they're banging on the trees and they're shooting stuff into the trees. And one of the crows said, "They're climbing up the tree, I'm going." So he took off. Next thing, another took off. Next thing, every crow in the tree took off, apart from the old crow, and he's telling them not to fly, not to fly. Anyway, we heard all the guns going off all over the place. It was a trap. Guns going off, crows being killed, and at the end of the day it started to go dark and not one crow came back. The only crow surviving was the old crow. So he was thinking, the old crow, well, all my mates will be in heaven now dead. This thinking they should have took notice of me, but they didn't do. So the morning after, cold morning, he flew out the tree and he was flying around thinking how lucky I am to be alive. All my mates now will be in heaven and they'll be thinking, look at him, we should have took notice of him. Still flying around, still happy and that. Anyway, he said, I'll have a drink of water. So he flew down to this puddle and he lands in this puddle and it's a cold day and he starts to drink this cold water. So after about 10 minutes a daydream about what all his mates will be thinking about him and one thing and another, the water started to freeze round his feet and he didn't know. So after about 2 or 3 minutes he decided to fly off and he couldn't because the water had froze round his feet. And the more he tried, the colder it got and the thicker the ice got. And he thought, well, I don't believe this. I'm about to be sat here, a fox is going to come along and eat me. And when I die and go to heaven, they'll say, oh, how did you die? And I'll have to say, a fox eating me. Well, why did you not fly away? Well, I couldn't because I was thinking of you lot. So he's thinking and thinking how he can get out of this. He was exhausted, so he would just lay there waiting for a fox to come and eat him. And next thing he looks up and he sees the farmer undoing the gates. He said, I don't believe this, I'm going to be trampled with a load of cows. What am I going to say when I go to heaven and tell all that I got trampled with a load of cows? Well, why did you not fly away? And one thing or another. Anyway, all the cows were walking by him, just missing him with their feet. Everyone. Last one was a great big bull. And it stopped right over the top of him, just missed him with its foot, and stopped right over the top of him, and shit all over him. He thought, I don't believe this, I'm going to go to heaven now full of shit. And they're going to say, Jesus, you smell round to you, and one thing or another. But the heat of the shit melted the ice. So he flew off, he thought, how lucky am I can't believe that's happened to me, how lucky that is. And he said, so I flew straight to the top of a tree outside at farmer's house, and I was crowing my head off, how lucky I am, bawling, wah, wah. He says, and the farmer heard the noise, all that noise, thought, what's that? Then he looked through the window, saw this crow, got his bullet gun out and shot it stone dead. The moral of the story being, if you get to the top of the tree through bullshit, don't shout your mouth off about it. Good luck.